How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another show. This is You Made Roscoe, and I am Roscoe. And today, I got two of my partners in crime with me. I love these shows when I have these guys. Of course, it's not the whole crew, but sometimes you gotta take what you can get. Today, I got the two. Everybody's illustrious in our crew, but I got Peeps in the building, and I got my man Jovi in the building. What's up with y'all guys?
Sunday, that's my fun day. My I don't have to run day.
Peeps, what's going on with you, man?
Same old different day, man. We ready, baby. We ready.
Okay, okay. Sound like everybody ready. Today's show, me and the guys, we gonna take a look at a uh a segment from one of Bill Burr's comedy specials. This one is called "Movie Racial Stereotypes." And this ought to be fun. Like I have seen this particular one before, because I've seen the whole special like a long while back. But are y'all guys familiar with this at all?
No,
Oh wow, wow. Oh, this will really be fun. This is really gonna be fun then. So, all right, me and the guys, we will get into this, but before we do that, I do want to ask for everybody and anybody who hasn't that they please subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell. That way, you'll be reminded of anytime any future shows are being published. Also, make sure that you do the same exact thing for any of the artists that I react to. That includes Bill Burr. So go over to his page, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell because we do want to support these artists. So now that I have that out the way, we can go ahead and get this started. I'm so excited. I totally assumed that y'all seen this, but this gonna be fun. All right, let's get it.
I don't know. I rented that movie, Pride, recently. Have you guys seen that movie? Anybody see that? It's about the first all-black swim team and the difficulties they had to go through being the first all-black swim team. Let me ask you a question. How many of those white people are evil movies are they gonna make? It's like it's all the way down to swimming. I'm starting to run out of white guilt. No, it's like those movies. They started off unbelievable. Started off with Roots, right? White guilt was at an all-time high. I could barely even watch it. I'm like, dude, I got it. My ancestors are evil. Okay, please turn the channel, dude. Please turn the channel. They're still hitting them. Fuck, turn the channel. This is gonna be on all week. Jesus Christ, turn the channel. Then in the 80s, there was like a football movie. Then like Cuba Gooding wanted to be like a scuba diver. Remember that shit? And now it's all the way down to swimming. And I gotta admit, I don't think I give a fuck.
Let me stop it for a second. Have any of y'all seen that one movie with Cuba Gooding as the scuba diver with
yeah, Men of Honor.
huh?
Men of Honor.
Yes,
Yep.
because that De Niro was in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was De Niro was an asshole in that movie, by the way, which only means he was doing a great acting job. But I thought that it's funny that he brings that up only because I remember like De Niro being such an a hole in that. But uh, anything y'all want to throw out there before we kickstart this thing back up?
What about? Well, the thing about it, it's called Bill Burr on movie racial stereotypes.
Uh,
Some stereotypes are true, and the way that black people have been treated back then and even now, it's not a stereotype; it's a reality.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, especially with the few examples that he's given up to this point. When he talks about like roots and all that, like it's undeniable the truth behind that story and all that.
Because the thing he's talking about is barriers being broken.
Right.
Men of Honor was a barrier being broken. The movie Pride that he's talking about, that's a barrier being broken. And a lot of people like to keep things as the status quo. They don't want to see nobody different come through. Look at all the pushback Tiger got when he was trying to break in to professional golf.
Yeah.
It's always the first that gets it the worst.
Yeah. No, it's always gonna be that way. Peeps, anything you want to add in there?
I just thought it was hilarious. He was like, "Oh God," when it was Roots, and he was like, "Oh God, man, he's gonna be, man, he's still hitting them." Turn the damn channel. It's a whole week of this shit. Let's turn the damn channel.
And it was on for a whole week.
No,
You know?
Roots was actually on for 2 weeks.
Oh wow, yeah,
Because
yeah.
you forgot they did the Next Generation.
They did the
Remember?
fucking Next Generation. Yes, they did. I forgot about that. When Chicken George would have his family, you know.
Right.
So yeah, yeah. No, I remember that. Let's keep this going though.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's a recreational activity. Plus, I've been in pools. There's been black people in the pool, you know. I never saw any white guy like trying to like fucking like prevent people from getting into the pool. It's like they just like making this shit up. I'm not being a dick here either, okay? Just to clarify, you know, I just don't want anybody coming up to me after the show like, you know, I was thinking it, and then you fucking said it. And then... I'm not saying that I don't think black people should be allowed to put on some Speedos and go for a dip. I'm not saying that shit. I'm just saying these movies, like the characters aren't even believable. Like they always have to have like that, the over-the-top, uninhibited white racist character, you know? You know that guy, he's the guy like, he's supposed to represent all the white evil, you know? He's like the dude they always have like screaming during the movie trailer. They'd be like, they were the first all-black swim team. Get out of the pool! Got like a big vein in his forehead. Just screaming shit, not even looking around, you know? Dude, it's ridiculous. Real racism is quiet. It's subtle. People look around first. Make sure they make sure the coast is clear. There's disclaimers like, dude, you know I'm not racist, but these insert group name followed by fucked up conversation, right? That's how it goes down. Not just some guy just standing up there. There's Negroes in the pool. Do you approve of this? I work at the bank. Could I be fired immediately, please? The honest thing is, those movies, they're starting to give me a complex. You know, because anytime they do a movie about a group of people that thinks dumb shit about another group of people, it's always like white dudes. So it's like, are white dudes the only ones who think ignorant shit about other people, you know? No Mexican guy ever walked up to somebody from India like, dude, what the fuck is that? Is that like itchy? What is it? White dudes the only ones walking around, well, you guys don't eat cows? What are you, a bunch of fags? Well, then why are you wearing sandals? This guy's wearing sandals. This guy's a fag.
I mean, just to stop it right there for a second. I think the reason why you don't see a lot of those, I guess what he's describing is movies in reverse, where the black person or the black people are the ones being, you know, the haters in the situation as opposed to being the hated. But I mean, it's probably just due to ratings. You know what I mean? Like who cares about seeing that at the end of the day? I don't know. Maybe, and that's just my opinion. I don't know. But what y'all got to say about that? I'll start with you, Jovi.
I'll say this. A few years back, CNN actually did a study on black kids and white kids and race relations.
Mhm.
And black people are more racial tolerant, even from the time that they're children. The white kids in a like 70 percentile, it was like, you know, our family wouldn't want us to have black friends. They wouldn't want us to bring black people over. And the black people were like, yeah, that's my friend, you know. And for anybody watching Roscoe's channel, you could go look up the study. It's on YouTube. It was headed by Anderson Cooper, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And these are like kids. You know, you can see the self-hatred from the kids, the black kids, like the darker kids on the picture, they were bad. The white kids, they were good. The white kids, yeah, that black kid did something. And so typically black people, and we grow up to that, we're more accepting of white people. We're not trying to kick them out of our communities. Black people don't try to red line. You know, if they see a poor family come to the hood, you know, for the most part, they try to welcome them. I'm not saying that it will be everybody, but for the most part, you know, come on. a black person move into a white hood, you'll have everybody trying to kick that fool out. It's a completely different energy. And so you won't see that in movies because it doesn't reflect the reality of the situation. We've been trying to be accepted ever since the first African and the first indigenous black person was thrown onto a plantation.
Word, word. Peeps, what about you?
Can't really speak on certain aspects of those things because I'm a black man still living in the hood. So I don't know. The Hispanic kids that I did go to school with, because I didn't go to school with any white kids because there ain't no white kids living around here. You know what I'm saying? But the Hispanic kids, which was a very, very small minority, were always welcome. You know what I'm saying? We treated him just like he was one of us. You know what I'm saying? So from that aspect, I could totally see it. My issues were always with other black people. You know, it was always niggas because we all know that there's a difference between black people and niggas
Of
that
course.
always gave me the issues. You know what I'm saying? Even when I began, as I got older and began to actually journey out into the world, you know, you see little things like people taking their girlfriend and moving on the inside of them as you're coming down the street or something like that. Of course, we all seen that.
Yeah.
But to actually have like hatred from another person, it's always been from my own people. Just saying, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't no white people whooping my ass. It was black people that looked just like me. You know what I'm saying? Jumping me in groups.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But to really branch off and say that, oh, we wouldn't do that, I don't know. I like I said, I didn't grow up in a mixed community. So if there's anybody who grew up in a mixed community, like say for instance, New York is a mesh, just a huge mesh of cultures. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Detroit, places like that. Chicago, where we are, it's still segregated. It just is what it is, and it's changing now. It really is because we're getting more Hispanic communities popping up, more Asian communities. The Asian population in Chicago is growing dramatically.
Mm.
So we're gonna be seeing some things, or whether or not we can all get along. But to anybody in the comments, how was it growing up in a community that was truly mixed and everybody was all a part of the same pot? So let us know.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know that I have had the opportunity to live around some other people. You know, of course, I was born in the hood, raised in the hood for a long while. When I got a little bit older, um, well, it would start really in my early 20s because I moved away from Chicago and moved to Minnesota where it was a little bit different as far as the segregation part of it. You know, there's still a little bit of, well, not a little bit, but a lot of segregated areas, you know what I mean? But the difference is that people intermingle a lot differently than they would here in Chicago. You know, so I did have the opportunity to be around all these different type of races and stuff like that, and uh, I agree with Joe V that we tend to be more accepting. You know, when with other races, there's still that apprehension there. You know, and I don't want to I want to continue the video, so I'm not going to speak a lot about it. But yeah, that apprehension still seemed to. I could think of one instance where I had a Vietnamese buddy, you know, at one time, really good dude. And crazy enough, he didn't even speak English, and we were still able to be cool and friends. And we communicated because his wife worked alongside him because we met at a job, and so we got real cool. And they invited me out to their house to eat with them, and it was like a culture shock for his family around. I'm sitting at the table with them, and it was like, you got the older Asian people there. They got a big family, and so they was kind of looking like, damn, he's at our table. You know what I mean? So it was kind of crazy, but I'm gonna keep this video going.
know? Just balance the movies out a little bit. Like, just have some of the evil shit that black people say about white people, you know, when we're not around, you know? Like, well, what are some good examples, you know? You know, what I mean? You're hanging out, you had a rough day, you know? What are some of the classics? You know, what smell like wet dogs, right? You got headlights or something like that, right? Just slip some of that shit in there. Get out of the pool! Wash your hair, motherfucker, right? Just make it seem a little more... Dude, I'm just saying, it's all the way down to swimming. I mean, where the fuck do you go from there? We do like ping pong? They were the first all-black ping pong team. They're gonna steal the paddles. My daughter's not playing ping pong. You got to go out there and show the white man you're bad at ping pong. No, I'm not saying I don't know, it's always just weird bringing this shit up, but no, I'm not saying white people aren't evil either, because I know we're evil. I got that evil in me. I do, that's why I can feel it. That's why I try to suppress it. I try to dress casual, you know what I mean? I'm serious, man. I tried a suit on the other day. I felt it coming up. Like, fuck, man, I want to take over some shit, right? I want to start telling people what to do. I want to go pollute a lake, blaming on my secretary, you know? Dude, I don't like those movies when they make black and white people get along, man. Even those ones seem ridiculous, you know? Because there always has to be, like, some sort of lesson in those movies. Just like, you know, I never looked at it that way. And it's like that never happens, you know? Anytime I've ever hung out with a black dude, at no point during the evening has he, like, tried to, like, teach me how to dance, you know? You know, that interracial footloose moment they always have to have in those movies? And I never go to his neighborhood and, like, try to, like, save a school, you know? How many times are they gonna...
No, he's gonna get into it. I was just gonna say, you know, like, we've all seen those type of movies, you know, usually it's a white lady. You know, who this was a white lady that they sent to the school, and you know, all black school, and she's kind of ostracized a little bit, you know, by the you know, not only the people around, parents or whatever, but you know, the kids in the class, they kind of had this apprehension towards her, and then all of a sudden, you know, she's accepted for whatever reason, however she manages to do it. But no, that is just crazy. Anything real quick you want to say? Because I know we only have so much time, and I want us to get to the end. But anything you want to throw in there, Jovi?
No, just go ahead and let it play.
All right. What about you, Peeps? Let it ride? Okay, cool.
Gonna make that movie. You know that movie? The white person goes into the projects. They just have to make a difference. You know, they just made that movie again with, what was it, Hilary Swank? It's like, did you even need to go see it? It's like, let me guess, she shows up and they don't accept her, right? And she goes home, she cries to her effeminate boyfriend who's wearing sweatpants and he's cooking something for some reason, right? And he convinces her to give it one more chance, right? So then she goes back down there, she starts drawing out their inner beauty. Next thing you know, they put a do-rag on her, she starts fucking dancing. And it's just embarrassing for all races involved. For the love of God, stop making that fucking movie. Dude, the amount of times they made that movie, I would think I would know somebody white who actually did that shit, you know? Just be like, that's Mike, yeah, he saves ghettos. That's what he does, you know? I sit around, I watch Sports Center, you know, he's in the projects every weekend. He's writing his name on the blackboard. My name's Mr. Michael. All right, who threw that? Who threw that? It's just annoying after a while, you know? And it always fucking works out, too. Anytime the white person goes down there, I want to see a movie where it doesn't work out. Like the white dude goes down there the first day, just gets the shit kicked out of him, you know? Just leaving all negative. You can't fucking help these people, you know? Go down there, you're trying to do something nice. I couldn't get a goddamn word in. There's a $300 prescription.
To wear purple and gold.
That was the end. I'm gonna let that
Different feeling.
Should be my team. Follow me.
Relax.
There we go. All right, cool. All right. So, ladies and germs, that was Bill Burr on movie racial stereotypes. Uh, we're gonna start with Jovi. What did you think about that, brother?
Yeah, it was funny. I got a few laughs out of it, but I'll just say this. Of course, those scenarios never worked. We know what the end result was of the hood. The projects got torn down and it got gentrified. The end. That just lets you know that even if there was a well-meaning white person that came down to try to help, it was ultimately futile.
Oh shit! Oh, peeps. What you got to say about this, bro?
I mean, he right, man. I mean, you look back at the history of, you know what I'm saying, the United States, even going back to like the 60s and the 70s, and Chicago's a prime example of it. Here's something for you. I look back at my high school yearbooks, and my high school yearbooks from the 40s, 50s, 60s, they were all white people. And then all of a sudden, everything shifted once it hit the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because white people got the hell up out of here.
Mm,
They did. Your great grandparents, your grandparents, they didn't want to be bothered with my great grandparents. You know what I'm saying? They
right.
got the hell up out of Dodge. And then that brought the property values down and all of that bullshit. So it's a lot to be said amongst all of that in the true reality of it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like currently where I live at is prime real estate. Prime real estate. I'm
Right.
about 20 minutes from the loop.
Hmm.
Within, I guarantee you, within the next 10 to 15 years, I won't be living here. It'll be some blonde hair, blue eyed person living here because it's prime real estate. And that's the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the way of the world, I guess.
Yeah. I actually got somewhat of like it's actually like it's a story that ends badly. Um, but and I'm gonna try to be as quick about it as I can. But um, I remember in the mid to late '90s before I had moved away to Minnesota. But I had lived in a building where, me and the person who owned the property, my landlady, she was me and her had a very very cool relationship. I mean, we were very very cool, and we would talk all. We was I would talk to her all the time, and she was explaining at the time about how the properties in that area were being bought up because, like you had mentioned, peeps, this particular area was very close to downtown, and at some point it just became very very prime real estate, and there was people who were buying up all these properties around her, white people, of course, and yeah, she didn't want to sell her property. But she was realizing that the beginning stages of gentrification was kind of happening then, and she wanted to hold on to hers because she didn't want, those poor families, black families, to be, just uprooted and be forced to move away, just because these people wanted to buy these properties up. But sadly enough, at some point, my landlady was found in the dumpster in the alley, you know, and and again, this is during that time where, she was having these battles with these people trying to buy her properties, and you know, all of a sudden, this thing happens, and of course, because of that, now the property is available for sale. But yeah, no, it just was a crazy thing. But and this was kind of dark for this kind of moment because I didn't want to do that. It just reminded me of that, and I couldn't help but to tell the story. But um, when we go back to Bill Burr and what he was talking about in this stuff, uh, And like you guys said, a lot of this stuff rings very true for us. You know, these stereotypes are more than just stereotypes at the end of the day. You know, I think all stereotypes, regardless of the race, has some basis in truth. You know what I mean? A lot of very much based in truth, but it just kind of is what it is, and I still hope and wish for the day that we can we can get to a point where we can have like real dialogues and real conversations that lead us to getting closer. And that probably would mean like more white people being accepting of having these conversations without the fear of that guilt that Bill Burr spoke of. You know, like we don't like I don't think us as a people want you to feel guilty. We just want to have these conversations so we can get past some of this stuff. You know, that's just the way I feel on it. But we got like a little somewhere around 6 minutes left. Anything else like Jovi that you want to add in there?
Yeah, make the picture bigger when it's just us on the screen, real quick.
Let me see if I could do that. Uh, yeah, wait a minute.
I want to share something
No,
with.
you have to here. I'm gonna give you the ability to. I made it so you could be able to control it right now. So you know how to do that stuff more than I do. I'm scared I'm gonna click us out of here for real. Are you able to do it? You still working on it, Jovi?
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah, yeah. No,
what is it? Side by side mode.
it
View.
probably is, or get side by side or gallery. I don't. I'm not sure.
That's interesting that it won't allow me to do that. Um, I was trying to show people the picture that I have behind me in a bigger. Can they see that?
I mean, they can see it. I'm
When I'm talking, it takes over, huh?
no,
Can
no, no. I mean, it's pretty prominent in your background. So
is it all
yeah,
right? So this is the hood me and Roscoe grew up in, and this is White Sox Stadium, U.S. Guarantee Field. We knew it as Comiskey when we were growing up, but this area over here that you see where the school is and the railroad tracks and all this other stuff in the back over here, this used to be houses. And a lot of those houses belong to friends of mine. And when those people were being kicked out of their home back in the late 80s, early 90s, the government used eminent domain laws to kick these people out, promised them money and homes elsewhere, and they didn't come through. Some people got some of the things they were promised, but for the most part, they didn't get anything. And those are the things that we talk about or what we mean when we review shows like this or clips like this, I should say, is the times when Black people have been displaced and could do nothing about it, had no political power whatsoever. You know, the powers that be came down like a hammer and just got rid of them, you know, for commercial purposes. And it was a hard time. I lost a lot of friends when the White Sox and Chicago City Council and, you know, took over those homes.
right.
Real sad time back then.
Yeah. No, it was. It definitely was. I remember the time. So all those people that did get displaced, and we did lose a lot of friends that people who we grew up with, and now all of a sudden they're forced into different places and all that. And it was a crazy time, and for the people out there, I know that we made kind of a tone shift a little bit when this was supposed to be about comedy, but in actuality, I look at comedy as a good platform for opening up these type of dialogues. So I think it's important that that at any time that we get a chance to, because this isn't about like trying to make anybody guilty or nothing like that. It's beyond that. Like we don't care about that, and we never have. That just something I think that's been people deal with on their own internally. But we should be opening up the talks and the dialogues to get past some of our issues, and that's all it's all about for me and for I'm sure for everybody on the panel. Nobody's a hater of anybody, and I know I've said it. I only have issues with people who got issues with me. That's kind of how that is. But we got a little less than a minute, a little more than a minute left, I should say. So we're gonna end this, but I do want to say like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the share button, hit the playlist option. You'll see this particular video in the comedy reactions. That's where you'll find this. I do have playlists for other artists and other things. So be sure that you check through the playlist for that stuff. The Cash App, $ you made Roscoe, PayPal at you made Roscoe for those who like to show their support or appreciation for the work that's being done on this page. You'll either hit one of those, unless you're like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, and you can feel free to like donate like crazy to both. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So me and the guys, we're gonna get going. We look forward to seeing you guys or having you guys see us. And it's as simple as clicking onto the next video with our face in it. So until that time comes, you guys be safe and be good.